Mass State Police and the Plymouth Police are continuing and actively investigating a homicide here in the town of Plymouth. There's lots of moving parts in this investigation, as they all are, and we're going to go slow and steady like we always do in order to make sure that we cross all our T's and dot all of our I's. So this is what I can tell you. At about 6:26 this morning, Plymouth Police received a 911 call from a female reporting that she found her husband unresponsive and bleeding from a laceration to the neck area. The caller reported a large kitchen knife on the floor nearby. Plymouth Police and EMS responded, and the male victim was pronounced deceased at that time. He has been identified as 73-year-old Anthony Paluzzi, P-A-L-U-Z-Z-I. The Office of Medical Examiner has accepted jurisdiction, and they will ultimately determine the cause of death in this matter. Preliminarily, it appears that Mr. Paluzzi died of a stab wound to the neck and/or other injuries. As a result of this investigation, the Plymouth Police put out a bolo, be on the lookout, for 26-year-old Matthew Paluzzi and his car, a 2017 Nissan Murano. Within the last hour or so, the Hanover PD located Matthew Paluzzi at 198 Columbia Road in Hanover, Massachusetts. He is currently being held as a person of interest pending the outcome of a search warrant, which is ongoing as we speak. He is being transported, if he's not here already, to the Plymouth Police Department. These are the facts that we have at this time. We'd also like to say that as we go forward from here on out, this does not appear to be a random act of violence. There does not appear to be any threat to the community at large at this time. But this is an ongoing matter. When things develop more, we'll be able to give you more at that time. We'll see what the status is of the investigation that's going on right this moment.
Dean Cruz, would this be referred to as a domestic situation? Was he living in the home at the time?
Well, that's part of the investigation at this time, so we'll find out more of that information.
Matthew Paluzzi is not unknown to you guys. I've covered stories with him as a defendant in the past, correct?
I think it's a fair statement to say that the Plymouth Police are familiar with Matthew Paluzzi.
Can you say anything about the relationship? Is this a father-son, et cetera?
Well, Matthew Paluzzi is the son of the decedent. Yeah.
The call that was made, was that the female, was that the mother, the wife?
That's my understanding, yeah.
Was there anything about what led up to this argument?
No, that's all part of the investigation right now. Like I said, as we find out more, we'll be able to give that to you.
Has Plymouth PD ever responded to a domestic situation at the Paluzzi home?
Well, I'm not going to classify anything as domestic at this point, but I would say that the Plymouth Police are familiar with Mr. Matthew Paluzzi, like you said.
Can you say anything about his criminal record?
No, I can't. If there is a matter as it progresses from here, if it ends up in the court system, which very well could happen, we'll certainly be talking about his criminal record at that time.
When was the last time that Plymouth had a homicide?
I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. A couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago? Steve Forrest?
Can you talk at all, Mr. D, about the effort to track him? I mean, obviously, you folks put out the bolo. He was able to chase him down and arrested and taken into custody in Hanover. What went involved with that? Who was involved, et cetera?
Well, I mean, obviously, the state police, the Plymouth Police, I think the Hanover Police following up on the bolo, I think they all did a good job in trying to get the information that they could, getting a description of the motor vehicle and getting it and getting him off the road. So, like I said, that's a necessary step as to what we do, and there'll be whatever we can extrapolate from our next step, which is ongoing as we speak, is going to lead us in the direction of whether or not there'll be an arrest going forward.
So was his mother home when this happened?
I'm not sure if I can answer that this time. I would just say that she's the one that made the determination of her husband in the house.
Was he fleeing at the time? Was there any resistance?
I don't have that information yet.
So the call for the 911 came from that house, though?
I believe so.
Where specifically was he found in Hanover?
I think I said it was 198 Columbia Road.
Is it like a Starbucks or something? Or?
Oh, I don't know.
So we don't know if the arrest went smoothly, any problems with...
Well, he hasn't been arrested yet. He's been detained, pursuant, like I said, pursuant to the next step of the investigation. So we'll see. He has not been charged at this point.
But he willingly went with the police?
I don't have that information. Okay.
And your office will let us know if that moves to the next step
Yes.
of potential arraignment.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, all right,
Thank you, DA.
thank you.
Thank you.
Amen.